Hi, let me give you a quick recap so far before we get into the subject of today's video. Last time, I made a please wait animation. I also made a starting soon animation after finishing the video you saw. I guess I'll say this. I got pretty depressed for a while afterwards, but I eventually sprang back. I played a game called Wanderstop, which really helped a lot. I'd like to make a video on that game someday, but we'll see. But after recovering mentally, I had decided on what was next for the channel. After thinking about it, I decided I was pretty sick of the model you're looking at now, and between its unnerving eyes, the low-quality body, and the strange mouth, I just wanted to get something with a bit more character. More specifically, I wanted to learn how to make better textures, and I wanted my character to blink. I wanted to see if I could make 2D eyes and mouth. That's a really important part of the old low poly aesthetic that I wanted. I had a really interesting idea for this, but we'll get there. Just give it some time. First, I needed a reference. I had an idea for a calico critter style, like chibi character with realistic bunny legs. This didn't work out. After making the model, it became pretty clear that body type doesn't quite work with low poly. It looked a bit strange. Maybe I could have made it work, but I don't think I'm good enough at this yet. I'll probably come back to the idea eventually, though. Anyway, I decided to keep it more traditional, so I picked Kim Pine for my reference sheet. This was a great idea. I think the mesh turned out really cool. After that, I really spent some time making the body and clothes have a nice texture to it. I also thought I might try to learn about shaders, but I discovered I could get a pretty cool look just by setting the texture to an emission rather than the principal color material. It has a nice cartoony look to it because of it. Okay, I guess I should talk about the face now. I'll give you the basics real quick first, though. The way a Vtuber model can do all the fancy stuff it does with its face is through what's called shape keys. Shape keys are basically preset changes to a model that programs like VSeeFace can use to make the body move. Like with my current model, I have shape keys for all the different mouth positions that allow me to talk. So for the new model, I wanted shape keys that could move the texture on my mesh. So when I talk, the texture slides to the correct mouth, rather than having the actual model distort, like in more traditional models. To do this, I set up this mess of stuff in the shaders. Basically, the position of this bone determines a value from 1 to 8, and each value is associated with a different position on the texture. If the bone moves, I get a new mouth or eyes. And it worked super well. However, I ran into a problem. It turns out that shape keys are only for meshes, not bones. Easy fix, I thought. Simply make it so that the position of a cube controls the value that determines the location of the texture. Bone moves cube, cube moves texture, easy peasy. However, it was here that I learned the devastating truth. This was impossible. It turns out that shape keys do not transform the location of the mesh. And that's what the shader stuff I made is getting its data from. I tried a ton of different stuff to make it work, but to no avail. I spent days trying to find workarounds, but it was just impossible to make a shape key control a texture, no matter what I did. I had to throw out the idea and instead made a bunch of meshes with different textures on them for each mouth and blinking. The result is this model that you're looking at now. It works pretty well. There's one glaring issue, as you can see, though. If I move my head, you can see the crack of where the mouth meets the body. The blinking works really well, though. But as far as I can tell, I can't really fix the mouth. The main issue is that if the mouth has to be disconnected from the head in order for them to switch out like this. And the reason that you can see through the model like this is because it's not connected. I'm sure that there's something that I could do to fix it, but it wasn't really working out, and it would probably take too long to fix anyway. All in all, though, I really like the model. Sometimes you just have to learn to accept your art's flaws, and you can learn from the experience and make better art next time. I think that this rabbit is very cute anyway, even though you can see through its head. And, honestly, I could probably make, if I make the background the same color as my character model, then you won't even notice, I think. I just got to do a little bit of forethought on that. We'll see. I don't know why I can see the armpits, but, you know, that's for next time too. The ears are not wiggly. I didn't really want it to be wiggly this time. I just kind of wanted it to be what it is. And, you know, the flaws make me want to make a better one next time. You know, I don't want to rest on my laurels. You know how it is. Either way, I think I'm long overdue for some video game related content on this channel. So please stay tuned for that. And like, favorite, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, that's it. And due to some recent events, I'm now able to kind of make this my own business. So it would, if you want me to be able to continue doing this as my living, please consider going to the Patreon, or maybe even commissioning me to be an editor for you. I hope the video editing has been pretty good so far. I know that I'm at least good at that. Yeah. Hope you have a nice evening, or whatever time it is for you. Thanks for watching.